Transformers reviews, tech and the news, whatever else I use as a muse. Hit subscribe, I appreciate the views. Influences interest on YouTube.
What's going on? This is Influence, and today we're going to take a look at X-Transbots Sea Spray versus Fans Toys Sea Spray. Now, this is just going to be a little comparison. It's not going to be a straight comprehensive stat comparison. I think those are dope, but it's just not going to be that. I'm going to compare this how maybe an average person compares it. Just bot for bot, alt mode for alt mode, just different things that it does, things that, you know, you may like. Now, I know Skullface does a comparison where he is comprehensive. And like I said, I think that's dope that you can get like a super comprehensive, almost objective comparison, because he does like the articulation and which is better in articulation, and he gives the points to whomever it goes to. So I think that's probably the most objective way you can do it. Me, this is going to be a more subjective comparison, and maybe it'll help you out as well. I just want to show the alt modes while I'm talking here. Like I said, this is going to be super subjective. I already know. So some of you guys already know, I already looked at all of them, already know what I like better. But I do know what I like better on each. And overall, I already know what I like better. So you can just compare these. See the back. They're very similar. Both have the head. You got the toe line back here, which didn't bother me at all. It was kind of a well thought out accessory, but it stays on there, I believe. I've never tried to take it off, so I don't think it comes off, but I don't think it looks bad staying on there, because it's a hovercraft, like it's a hovercraft boat, and it has a toe line. I don't think that looks out of place here. There's no toe line. There's no type of accessories like that. They both had the propellers that move. X-Transbots do move a little better, I think, than Fans Toys. On mine anyway. Yeah, this one's even tight, probably because it's a screw. Yeah, so this one doesn't move. X-Transbots move pretty well. You see the bottom of them, they both have the fake wheels. Well, not fake wheels, they're real wheels, but they're, you know, it would be on the water. So that's why I say fake. And they both have gun storage. He has two guns, so both his guns can store here, and they also can store on the actual vehicle, which I'll show that in a minute. And he has storage as well, I believe, on the vehicle, or maybe he doesn't on the actual vehicle. I don't remember. I do know he has this little flip up gun. So then we can look more at the fronts of them. He has a more pointed front. Is more rounded. I do think X-Transbots more looks like a boat to me, and I'm not sure if it's modeled after a real hovercraft. If either one, I mean, they both look like how I've seen these type of hovercrafts, and they similar. They both look similarly. So X-Transbots has that going. They both have the windows up here. They do the yellow a little different. And actually, X-Transbots look better for yellow. But here is not bad for yellow. Here, I think it's, and to give it, you know, to their credit as well, or to give them a little help, to give Fans Toys a little help. This does look like yellow plastic, so it's not as hard to do if it's just the plastic, just the bare plastic. Just like back here, I believe this is just the yellow plastic, but it may have like a shine on there, or clear coat or something, because it is a little shiny. And back here is, I believe it's painted, because I have some paint coming off on the side, which some people like to dig Fans Toys. It doesn't bother me really, that little bit of paint rubbing off, and you're gonna have paint coming off of every figure that has paint. This has some paint I think this is painted because it was a little either dirty or it had some paint rubbing off on the side here. I don't know if you can see it. You can see it in person. So up here, there's no windows around here, so that's pretty plain. I actually like this better around here because it actually looks like a real cockpit. And then you have the gun up here that's for firing for, it's probably a water hose putting out fires. And again, they look very, very similar. So he has the storage right here. The storage, once you get it in, it works pretty well, but it's hard to keep it in. And I don't remember if there's any. I don't think there's anywhere to put this up here. Wait, maybe right here. I can't remember. No, that's the part that goes down around the foot. Yeah, I don't think there's anywhere to store this on the vehicle mode. But Fans Toys is super hard to get these stored in this mode. But once you get them in, of course, they're really tight. That's why it's super hard. But then you need a tool to get them back out. At least I do. And then Fans Toys have actually two places you can put them. Just right here. I'm not going to fool with them because it's so hard. And I learned that is where the problem is with the loose feet, because there's a screw that screws all this together, and when you move it, I believe you're unscrewing it. I think that's the part. I could be wrong, but then you have this back here as well, where they can. I'm just gonna put it in real quick. Have those guns, and this just has this gun, which is kind of like a gun. All right. So let's get into transformation. So we're back in it with the robot modes of Fans Toys and X-Transbots Sea Spray to compare. Now, height-wise, X-Transbots is bigger. And I'm just going to show the G1 cartoon and toy, so you can see how they compare. Now, X-Transbots face is different from his face, and which is Fans Toys, and they are both on the money to me. I know they look different at different times, but the head sculpts are nice head sculpts. And so then we see the side view of the robot. He's a little short and stockier than him. I actually like his form better. You see the back, he has a bit of a backpack because of transformation. You can see from the side, if it focus again, side and front views again. Basically, they both look like Sea Spray. I'm happy with both of these. I was happy with him, and I'm happy with him now. He's actually, Fans Toys is my Sea Spray. Just, you know, spoiler alert. This is subjective though. He has more of a sheen color. You can see he has a little bit more stomach right here. Even though they're similar, I think he is the sleekness that I would want. And I wasn't sure how the tubbiness, but I think he's spot on to what he's supposed to look like. I think they took some liberties here, but they were good liberties to me. Now, build quality wise, this is not that bad of a built figure. This is probably X-Transbots' last great figure that they made to me. If I'm forgetting something, I don't know. Maybe leave it in the comments if you have a figure that you feel like X-Transbots' last great figure that was to you. But I feel like, and this has held up. I feel like some of their other releases have not held up. The materials weren't the greatest. This had a lot of not a lot of die cast, but enough die cast where it felt hefty. It was a hefty bot. It is a compact bot, so maybe that had something to do with it. His joints are all still, and I've had this on my shelf, and I played with it, I messed with it, I transformed it, and his joints are all still great, except for, no, this is a little loose, his feet, but it's nothing crazy. Everything else is still tight. Did I say their joints are loose? I don't know, but they're still tight joints. All the joints are still good, I should say. And they give me no issue at all, nothing. The only thing that might give me issue is this right here, slides back and forth. But who knows? Maybe I have it wrong. Trying to look. I don't think I do, but there's always that possibility. But see, yeah, when it gets like here, it is harder, but sometimes it like pops out of that little, I guess there's like a cavity that it sits in. I don't know, but everything else is great. The gun doesn't hold in super good, but when his hands close, it's fine. Doesn't come out. His guns, of course, they don't come out. His problem is his feet. Even though it's repairable. Well, I say fixable. I don't know if that's a word, maybe. By just screwing this screw right here. And as I was saying before, this is the piece, the culprit. When you move that back and forth, it unscrews that screw. But when you push it up into there, it does tighten this a little bit because, as I said, this is the culprit. See how that's down? You push it up and that screw right here gets tight a little bit. So you can see it's a little tighter joint now because of that. But that right there is an issue because they use screws instead of pins. So you unscrew with each turn. Other than that, it's a great figure. It's looks like it's painted, but I like this blue. It's not as shiny as X-Transbots blue, but I like the color of it. I like it's almost like the same blue that's on Beachcomber. And I love Beachcomber's blue. That blue just, and again, that's subjective, but it is just looks good. I didn't think I was going to like this over this because I like this so much as my Beachcomber. Also, I like the metallic type look. So if you like the metallic look better than the flat blue, well, then that's something that might sway you to X-Transbots. I don't know. I think there's not much here to go into depth. I mean, we can go into articulation. Articulation isn't super important to me, but I do like it if I'm going to pay for something so I can have choices. And X-Transbots definitely wins in the articulation of the arms. I think maybe of the legs as well. It was very well articulated, but if you're into the super articulation, that's something that you should think about. Let me see him. He didn't have double jointed arms. Wait, maybe he did. I can't remember. No, he didn't. I remember that. He didn't have double jointed arms. And I know people were mad at this gap right here, this hollowness. It's not really that serious to me. Just something to be noted. I mean, you can check out my review. He of course, doesn't have the gaps because he just has tabs for transformation. Due to the way he transforms, he has the gaps. But yeah, that's the biggest, I guess the biggest thing would be the color and the sculpt, different sculpts. Because they both give me vibes of Sea Spray. They both could be my Sea Spray. But I like Fans Toys. Again, I'm just any Fans Toys representation. And I know some people hate Fans Toys. Some people are like, Fans Toys, fanboys and all that bull crap. Like, I don't get into all that because I know what I like. I like Fans Toys representations, and 9 out of 10, if Fans Toys have a representation, want that on my shelf. Just because I don't like the way a lot of these companies are doing business, not just Fans Toys. People like to single them out. They're all doing the same thing. I mean, they're a business at the end, so I can't really fault them, but that's a discussion. we can table that for a discussion. This is super suggestive, as I said before. I think that's it to compare these. I don't know what else people would want to see to figure out who their sea spray is. I don't think you can go wrong, and I'm happy with having choices. I don't think you can go wrong with either sea sprays. I don't think anybody would be mad at having either one of these on the shelf. And testament to that is the fact that I didn't sell this, even though I have this on my shelf. He's like on the auxiliary shelf, as I call it, the land of the misfits. But I'm not, I thought about it, but I don't know if I want to get rid of it. I don't even know if it'll move, to tell you the truth, but I just don't. I like it. I like it when I liked it when I first had it, when I first got it, and I like it now. All right. So I think this comparison is over. Before I start rambling on too long, I have MFT, Octane, and the rest of Magic Square's Stunticons coming. So please stay tuned for that and do all the things that you need to do for YouTube algorithm for me. And I appreciate it. Not going to beat you in the head. Y'all have been watching YouTube forever. So, all right, I will get up with you.
Ain't no, life ain't no, life ain't no, life ain't no. As long as you alive, you can give another try and take it real high if you want.